This lesson is multiplying polynomials by monomials. We're also going to multiply polynomials times polynomials. Our outside piece here is our monomial. You'll see it doesn't have any addition and subtraction. The inside piece has subtraction, so it is a polynomial. How many pieces does it have? It has two, the x and the 3, so this is a binomial. We're going to go ahead and multiply. This is distributing that you've learned. So we do 4 times x is 4x. 4 times minus 3 is minus 12. There's no equal sign, so there's no need to solve anything. We can leave it 4x minus 12. When we do it with an x outside, we have to be a little more careful. X times x is x squared. And x times negative 3 is negative 3x. Again, there's no equal sign, so there's no need to solve anything. We're only distributing. They just get a little more complicated when you add more variables and more numbers. We're going to do 3x times 5. We multiply our coefficients, 15. Our variable stays the same. Then we do 3x times negative 2x. Multiply our coefficients. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. X times x is x squared. The only thing I want to remind you is watch your negatives. They're the easiest thing to drop. They get lost all the time. On this next problem, we have two parts to it. We have a multiplication problem here, and we're subtracting another multiplication problem. When you have minus and you have something outside, like you do here, it might be helpful to you to change that to plus negative 3 and distribute a negative 3 instead of the other way around. Let's start over here. 4y times 2y squared. 4 times 2 is 8. Y times y squared. Remember, that's where we add our exponents, so y to the third. 4y times negative 3y. Well, 4 and negative 3 gives us negative 12. Y times y is y squared. Now we have negative 3y squared times y. Again, we're going to add exponents. Remember, there's a 1 up there. Negative 3y to the third. Negative 3y squared times negative 4 gives us a positive 12y squared. Now once we do this, we want to look and make sure there's nothing we can combine. Do we have any like terms? And on this one we do. We have 8y cubed and negative 3y cubed. That's 5y cubed, negative 12y squared, and positive 12y squared. Add to 0. So we're left right here. No equal sign, no need to solve. I don't want to know what y is. You just have 5y cubed. Here's the next part. We have multiplying polynomials times polynomials. You have this x plus 3 times x plus 5. Are you thinking about Mrs. Boric and her dance now? You do the first, the outside, the inside, the last. You do the first, the outside, the inside, the last. Can you see her moving and wiggling in front of you? All right, keep that in your mind. Remember, you want to do the first. That means you're going to distribute the first one times the first one. So x times x is x squared. When she says the outside, she's talking about taking that x and multiplying it times the 5, the other one on the outside. So plus 5x. Now we get to the inside and the last. So that means we want to do 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 5 is 15. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and combine your like terms. X squared, there's nothing to combine with. 5x and 3x gives us 8x and plus 15. And we leave it like that. No equal sign. No need to solve for x. Here's our next one. We're going to distribute the 3x times 2x. 6x squared. 3x times 7 is 21x. Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16x. Negative 8 times 7, negative 56. Combine like terms. 6x squared plus, we have 21x minus 16x, so that's 5x minus 56. Couple more to go. We want to do the same thing here. We're going to distribute our x times 2x. It's 2x squared. X times 1 is x. Negative 4 times 2x is negative 8x. And negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. When you see subtraction, be really careful that you keep that with it while it's being multiplied. I'm going to go ahead and combine like terms. 2x squared minus 7x minus 4. This last one is a little bit different. What's different about this one? We have a binomial in front, but what do we have in the back? We have a trinomial. Well, now our little FOIL dance doesn't work quite as well, so we have to remember what the process was. We want to distribute the first number, that 3x, and multiply it times each piece. 3x times 2x squared is 6x cubed. 3x times negative 2x is negative 6x squared. Keeping with that same process, 3x times 1 is 3x. Then we're going to distribute the 2. 2 times 2x is 4x squared. 2 times negative 2x is negative 4x. And 2 times 1 is 2. And then we combine our like terms. There's nothing to add to the 6x cubed. We have negative 6x squared and positive 4x squared. That's minus 2x squared. 3x and minus 4x is negative x. There's nothing to add to our 2, so we just stick it on the end. You want to double check these and make sure your exponents are going in descending order from highest to lowest. We have x cubed, x squared, x, and then nothing, so that's perfect. All right, here's our last one. Again, it's a binomial times a trinomial. So we're going to take the first one times all those pieces. 5 times 2x is squared is 10x squared. 5 times negative 8x is negative 40x. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And we're going to distribute. Be careful. Remember that that's a negative x. So negative x times 2x is squared is negative 2x squared. Sorry, negative 2x cubed. Negative x times negative 8x gives us positive 8x squared. And negative x times negative 1 is positive x. So now we can go back and combine like terms. I'm going to look for my highest exponent, which is a cubed. There's nothing to add to that one, so negative 2x cubed. Then I'm going to look for my squareds. I have 10x squared and negative 8x squared plus 18x squared. Negative 40x and x gives me negative 39x. And there's nothing to add to my last little 5, so negative 5. So now we've done monomials times monomials. Today and monomials times binomials. Now we've done poly times poly as well. Here are the ones that you need to try. There aren't any from the book tonight. This is it. Have fun.